Last year I bought two of these fairly cheap Mark III coaches from eBay. They were in pretty poor condition, so what I did is I stripped them down using my usual method of removing paint, and you can see that the paint didn't come off completely cleanly, but that's as much paint as I can get off. What I'm planning to do to these is to modernise them into the Inter7 livery from ScotRail. And you may have saw that I recently put up a video when I went to a station to have a look and actually get a recording of one of the sets which passed Bridge Valley. I've also got some documents which hold the actual livery. So I've got what the concept was, and I'm going to use these images as my base to build the actual livery. So you can see there I've taken that one and I've printed it out just so that I can get a rough idea of the size. I've also got some of ScotRail's branding guidelines. These are available online, and there's a couple of pages which are important. The font, so that I can get the right fonts for the carriages, that's available, and also the colours, which I have been able to convert into RGB values, and I'll show you how I'm going to use those later on. So the first thing that I need to do is to actually work out what I'm going to do to these to update them. So one of the main differences between these and the current running sets is the toilet windows have been removed and the doors have been changed to sliding doors. The doors now actually slide into where that window was. So I need to work out how I'm going to get rid of that window and how I'm going to represent the new doors. So I think what I'm going to do, because this is slightly raised, is I'm going to sand off the actual window, and because it's covered over by black anyway, what I'm going to do is sand it off and then paint the windows the black colour, and then I'm going to use transfers to get the rest of the livery done, and I'll show you how I'm going to build that. And you can see at one end we still have the existing plug door, the opening door, and on the other end we've now got the new sliding doors. So I'm going to cut into the footage of the train passing, and I'm going to talk through how I plan to represent. I only have two of these, and I think that the two with the two driving cars is probably as long as I'm going to have for my layout. So whatever I do is just going to be two. So next thing I'm going to do is to find out how long everything is. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take measurements. So that I think is around about 27, 25 to 257. So I'm just going to write that down, which is 257. Get myself a quick note of what I'm doing, and then so I'm going to be painting these and then putting the transfers on. So I'm only interested in the bit that I'm going to put my transfer on. So it looks looks like we are 28 that way. And as I say, everything else we're going to work out from here, because you can see from the image that I've got, my windows don't actually match up. And I've tried this both ways around. The windows just don't match up on the image, but this is concept art, so it may not be to scale. You see when you move it they still don't line up. And I believe that is actually 3 windows. It might be 2, but we'll see when we get round to. Here we are. We're just going to have a look at the video that I took of the HST practicing Bridge of Allen. So we can see we've got 43135. Okay, so we've got start coach A. So we see there's replaced door, and we see we've got A is first class. Cant rail's quite thin. We've got this green thing, which in the middle of the coach we've got a number. So this will be A40604. So that's seats 0 to 18. And then we see here we've got the door, the original door. So we've got the new door at one end, and then we've got what looks like an original door at the other. And then we're on to E, which is 0 to 28. Or 6 of 4. We've got 4 to 1, 8, 3. So you can see that the rolling stock's really mixed up. And then we've got 29, 43, and then we also have on that one the wheelchair logo. So you see there we've got quite a bit of information just from that couple of seconds worth of videos. And now I walk along. So let's go back to our drawing and start getting some of this detail on. Here's a closer look at the document, and you can see the web address here. So if you want to go and look at it yourself, you're welcome to. So you can see what we've got. We've got exactly what I'm looking to build up, except I don't think I will use that carriage. And again, that goes back to what we've seen in the video of the train passing. But I'll definitely be taking one exactly like this with the new doors. And then we'll look later at doing the actual HST powered cars. As I say, these are concept art. So, but I'm going to use these as my basis. I've not actually travelled on one of these yet. I haven't done an awful lot of train travelling in the last couple of years, as you can imagine. So, this gives me my base of how I'm going to actually do things. And I'll use some of these images as my basis for my livery, but I won't be using them directly. I'm now here in my chosen package, which is Adobe Illustrator. And I'm going to set up my document ready for use. So I like to work on an A4 piece of paper because that's what I'm going to be printing them out on, and my transfers are A4 with one artboard because I only want one page. So we'll do this as we'll do Inter7Cities Coaches. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my measurements in just now, and my measurements will go straight into the program as 257 by 28. What I'm going to do is, because there's a curved edge, is I'm going to do 29. Okay. So you see that is essentially the side wall of my coach. And the next thing I'm going to do is bring an image in. Copy image. So there, that's the image in from the document that we looked at before. And essentially I'm going to bring my box to the front and put no fill so I can see through it. So there we go. As you can see, we've had to maneuver that slightly to get it to fit. So what I'm really going to do here is I'm actually going to draw around what we've got in the base image. And as you can see here, we've got that door, which I'm not sure I'm going to keep that one. So, and the good thing is I'm dealing with millimeters here. So if I do that, and then we zoom in, so we know that that's 3.3 millimeters. So I can come from this side and then change that to 3.3, and then that puts that in the exact same position. And essentially what I need to do is redraw everything that I need. And so the way that I'm going to do these windows is I'm actually going to paint the windows, and then the transfer is going to give me my shape. So and I'm just going to use the tools that I've got in the software. So you see that was too much. What I'll do is I'll put a color on that. So you see that was too much of a rounded. So go 2.5. Okay. And then as I say, I'm making that a little bit longer so that I've got enough to go around the shape of the actual plastic that we've got. Okay. I'm going to do now is going to move that down and then start moving some of this stuff out. So everything's about the right size now. This is all just about fine tuning. So we then send that to the back because it's the back color, and we'll do the same. Okay. And then we'll drag that down and then bring this forward. So you see now we've got the blank coach side, and some things are going to be added on top, and some other things are going to be part of the actual transfer. And one of the main things I want to get on the actual transfer will be the image of the 7Cities and the ScotRail logo. As you can see, there's no way I could use this image as it is. I need to have a cleaned up image. So to do that, I'm going to have to go into here and get so I will open so here I've just opened up a clean image of what should be on the sides, and so that's the image that I've taken. and paste that in here, and you can see it's rather large. And again, it's just a case of scaling it down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play about with this and get it ready for printing. So I've now gone ahead and done all of the basic design and flipped for my carriages. I've also moved the doors to the side and created the basis for the windows. So as you can see, this is quite a process to go through, and I've gone back to that video a couple of times just to try and get all the detail that I want into this. I've chosen what carriages I'm going to do, which is going to be A and B. So I know what I need to add here to make the window signs. I think I'm going to add those as additional layers though, and not put them into the um, the actual design. I will put the carriage numbers on. Now I've got pretty much the transfer how I want it. I'll need to start looking at getting the models ready for the transfers to go on. I'll do that in the next video. I hope you like this one. If you do, please give a thumbs up, and if you're not already, please subscribe.